What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, I'm coming back today with more Damachi, and we have got some serious news to discuss today. Now, obviously, obviously, we did get a live stream this morning, and we've got a few things to talk about, okay? A long-awaited novelization of the third anniversary event, the Stray Record, is a 3-month serial publication in Japan. The final book is coming out, so we're getting 50 iris as a present. I guess this is the cover of the books, or I believe one's the cover and one's the backside, but obviously you've got Estrella and Ryu, and of course Erebus, Zard, and Althea. So, distribution starts 12/15 through 12/22, so if you're not here to get it, I don't know what to tell you, you should have logged in. We are getting a brand new Estrella unit, as well as an Erebus unit. Now, let's talk about Estrella first, okay? Because this is an interesting unit. Dare I call her a must-have? I think I might. I think I very well might. Alright, so stat-wise, HP is nothing really right home about. 1088, it's just kind of meh, it's there. Physical and Magic, both 405, so she works on either one of those teams. Agility 650 is really solid. But here's what she does, okay? And once again, she's an assist, so a full max limit break is kind of where we're gonna justify this. So all allies 4 times ailment nullification. That means you can get hit with 4 ailments. That's basically an entire ailment team. Now we do have some double ailments and things like that, but it's basically getting hit, like nullifying almost an entire ailment team. And that's to all allies, every ally. And remember, ailments generally, I say generally, are a percentage basis. So they'll think, okay, like 30% sleep or 70% this or whatever. So it's not like in most situations you're getting hit guaranteed. It's still a percentage chance. So 4 times ailment nullification is insane. I don't think we've had that. We've had 3. I think we've had 3 maybe only twice. I don't think we've ever had 4. That's a lot. That is a lot. Then, and there's more to this, then physical and magic resistance plus 15%. So all allies on your team get physical resistance and magic resistance plus 15% on top of the ailment nullification. We are absolutely still not done here. Check this out. Then we've got fire, water, thunder, earth, wind, light, and dark attack damage. I think that's all of our elements, in fact. Fire, water, thunder, earth, light, wind, dark. I think that's all elements. Attack damage plus 15%. So, big defensive buff. All physical and magic resistance plus 15%. 4 ailment nullifications. And all elements. I believe that's all elements. I don't think there's any left out there. Plus 15%. That is bonkers. That is absolutely... In fact, I'm going to pull up something over here real quick and just double check that, because I want to say that's all elements, but it almost feels too good to be true at that rate. So you got fire, yep. We've got water, yep. We've got thunder, earth, wind, light, dark. Yeah, all elements plus 15%. Now, I know we've had the 20% meta for a really long time. We've even had, a couple 25 units and things like that. But here's the thing to remember. This is all elements. This literally means you can stack a team with whatever units you want. And we have a lot of units now that even on their AoE, well, I won't say a lot. We've got a few units now that even on their AoE attacks will get a percentage boost, like 30, 40% or whatever. There are some units that get percentage boosts on their extra actions too. There's a few of those out there. So if you have something that has a percentage boost on an elemental based on their elemental buff, doesn't matter what element that is, she's going to buff that. Well, it's not going to be the biggest buff ever. You're going to be down about 10%. The reality is you throw 4 of those people on a team, now they're all, and I mean all, supported. So this could be the precursor to something really big coming when we start getting elemental buff skills in, granted, small number AoE attacks, but still, like, if you're spamming AoE attacks, it's a wild situation. Now, once again, we are talking specifically just Wargame. Outside of Wargame, this is pretty much null and void. But for Wargame, this could be a game changer for some people. A game changer. A cage manger. A game changer for some people. I don't know why that tripped me up, but, it's a lot harder tongue twisters out there, but, I am what I am. So, I like Estrella. I think she's absolutely bonkers. And she's time limited. And here's the big caveat to all this, okay? Number one, it's Estrella. This is only the second unit we've ever had for her. So if you weren't around for the 3rd anniversary event 2 whole years ago, you have an opportunity to get Estrella. We will probably get some reruns and things like that, but for some people, she is going to be fresh CP. Not a huge number of people, but for some people. Then we got to really talk about Erebus, because basically the same situation, right? Erebus is going to be a fresh CP for a certain number of people, because once again, we have only got one of him. And he's a villain unit, which is pretty interesting, because we don't get a lot of those. Okay, once again, an assist. This is a double assist banner. Okay, HP is 1184. Physical attack is 645, so he really is kind of geared towards physical attack. Magic is 272, so you really want to use him on physical teams. So then we've got Endurance is 305, Dex is 427, and Agility is 456. Good numbers, just not crazy good. It's really all about the physical team. Okay? What does Erebus do? Foes plural, guard rate, and counter rate, and heal rate down 30%. Now, here's the deal. That doesn't sound too crazy at first, but once again, we're talking a pure wargame build. Okay? Guard rate down? Great. A little easier to do damage to our opponents. Counter rate down means it's not going to be very easy for them to attack us back. Heal rate down then means that the Harahimes or whatever they have on their team that's there to heal them, they're nerfed. It's kind of like like you're chipping away slowly at their health, more or less. But this can be huge. This can be used to a significant effect. 3 instant effects when attacked with a magic attack. Allies add 1 magic nullification, remove strength debuffs, and this can activate once per turn. So, basically, you get hit with a magic attack. This is when this becomes active, and you can do this for up to 3 turns. It'll only happen once, but for up to 3 turns. Has to be a magic attack. That's really not that big of a deal. There's a lot of magic units out there in the world. Like I said, he is geared mostly towards physical units. Of the two, I really think Estrella is an absolute must-have for anybody who is serious about war games in any way. Erebus is good, not quite to the same extent, but I think Estrella is a definite game changer. But Erebus isn't bad either. Like, he's like B+, like A- tier, where Estrella is easily like S or better tier, like solid, super solid. Okay, they're going to come in 1 banner. 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th draws are guaranteed. They're probably going to be the only units on the banner. And remember, when it's 2 units on the banner, it becomes much easier to max them or break them. Just saying. If you're like me and you're completely out of Valis. If you're like me and you're completely out of Iris, I am also out of Valis. I need to correct that. You'll have some time. This will be around for a little bit of time. We'll get all the notes here shortly, but usually these stay around for about 2, maybe 3 weeks, maybe even longer. Who knows? But I kind of see this as being around for quite a bit of time. You'll probably have an opportunity. And I don't think we're going to get anything else maybe until New Year's, and then those units generally aren't time limited. That's really going to be totally crazy. So, very solid, amazing unit. Okay. Ongoing events. So, we got Return to the Hero. That is still live. If you have not done it, do that and get your free ticket, but you should have easily done that by now. So, Part 2 will be dropping on the 15th. That's not this week. That's next week. Thursday, in fact, next week. So, clear all stations are very hard to get a Return of the Hero ticket. You already got that one. You can also earn gnome tickets from time-limited missions. Ooh, that's actually a point. When that drops next week, we probably have 2 new banners. Tough choice now. Because those other banners are going to be time limited as well. We really won't know until we see those banners. But I do feel like Estrella is Kind of a no-brainer unit. And all these units are time limited. Tough call, man. Really tough call. But I think Estrella is absolutely going to be a game changer for Wargame. Personal opinion. But we'll talk a little bit more about it tomorrow. Danmemo Holiday Campaign 2022. Okay. So here's a ton of iris. 2,000 iris. Or I'm sorry, 1,000 iris. Saw the 2,000. Looks like 1,000 iris that we're going to be getting. That's a ton of iris. And I think we do get the 1,000 iris. Yep. 1,000 iris bonus, which will be coming shortly, if it hasn't already. And basically, if you really want to think about it, there's your summons. Even without Wargame, Record Buster, any of those, there's your summons. Go ham. Okay? Lotto Aurario is coming back. Chance to win great prizes. Increase your chances of winning, etc., etc., etc. We talked about this a little bit. I always get shafted on these things, but it's just logging in a day and, doing your basic daily runs. Like, it's kind of a no-brainer. We talked about that before. We'll talk about it again, but, make sure you're aware of that. Like I said, Astray Records dropping tomorrow. This is the brand new gacha just for the new novels. Fantastic. A lot of people ask me, when will the novels be available in the States? We really don't know. Usually there's about a year leeway. But since Mori's dropping 6 novels in 6 months, it's probably going to be a bit of a delay on that one. But nevertheless, we will get them eventually. Emphasis on eventually. Okay. A Stray Record Bundle. Let's see. I keep hitting this button, and I don't know why I keep doing that. I never do this on news videos, but I'm out of my groove, guys. I'm totally out of my groove, and I apologize. We will, of course, get bundles for the Estrella record. Being that Estrella is an assist, this is that weird situation where I'm like, man, you really want to maximum break this unit. I don't ever recommend overdrawing, but she is time limited, so gnome tickets and all that are going to be a huge asset here. Bundles for the bundles are a hard thing to sell because it's one of those things like if you're going to spend money in the game, you're going to spend money in the game. You know where to put it. Most people probably that are free to play look at these and just go, But the reality is these are really good for, if you're going to throw a couple bucks here and there at the game and try to get something out of it. It says Clash 4-star guaranteed 11 draw ticket times 1. That'll probably be about 300 paid. The 11 draw ticket times 1 will be about 100 paid. I love these. Anybody who's seen the live streams know that these generally pay out for me. The last one didn't, but generally they do. I love them so much. For 100 paid, you're not going to get much better. Labyrinth 4-star guaranteed ticket times 2. Essential Fallen times 1. Yeah, lots of bundles up for grabs, and I adore these bundles. Irish with a Star Bond Assist special bundle will be available. We don't know what the price of this is going to be, but considering, that's worth about 20-ish, I want to say, and that's worth about 40-ish. This would be a $60 pack. Maybe they'll limit it to $50, but normally 300 iris is about $20 US, whatever that is in your exchange rate, but I'm not going to quote them all because there's too many of them. So 400 is usually about, or 300 is usually about $20. When they do sales like this, 400 is usually about $20. So I see that as about $40. And this, they usually rate Star Bonds to be about on the level of an 11 draw because you're really only valuing that guaranteed unit. Anything else above and beyond that really is gambling. If at all, it's honestly gambling, but whatever. You get the idea. So you can basically say Star Bonds usually are about $20. So this is a $60 bundle. Maybe they'll drop it down to $50, but I wouldn't expect anything more than that. I think that's gonna be a good $60 bundle. Or, I'm sorry, yeah. But they want to look at everything. It's like Iris, but whatever. It's physical cash at that point. You know what? It just is what it is. Wargame is coming back tomorrow, as is 7th Zone. If you haven't done 7th Zone or Record Buster tonight, make sure you get them done. I did promise this Record Buster video over the weekend, and unfortunately, fam got sick and all that stuff, so Yeah, I have my limitations, guys. I'm really sorry. I've made a Record Buster video in a really long time, and I apologize. I always mean to, and you know, the life of a parent. Things happen, you know. Not much scheduled for 12/9. That would be this Thursday, because that's gonna be 12/8. Yeah, it's Thursday. We'll get our 1,000 Irish present. Very, very, very nice. And 12/16 is next week, and that is going to be Familia Wargame. Remember, we talked about this. Wargame next week, Familia Wargame to follow that. So, very nice. The match schedule for 12/23 is the Master Familia Wargame, where the top 16 Familias will face off. That'll be really, really, really fun. So, you really want to pull out the stops for your next Wargame. 12/8. This is tomorrow. It's 12/7 for the vast majority of us. Danmachi Hero. We get the new gacha. We get the new bundles. We get the Iris sales, Ultimate Wargame drops, 7th Zone drops, etc., etc. 2,000 days since the release will be the 12/19. That's that 1,000 Irish present. Familia Wargame kicks off on the 16th and Master on the 23rd. That's pretty much that, guys. That is the news. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below. Sorry, my flow is a little off tonight because I'm just getting over a bit of illness myself. But like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Finish up your dailies. Finish up your Record Busters and your 7th Zones. And I will catch you guys on the night. And Familia Royale. All that ends tonight. So finish that up. You. Talking to you. And me, for that matter.